Hello YouTube, it is the Divas in the Details, and I just wanted to pop in real fast and talk to you guys about where I am in life right now. So I am a general dentist. I practice in a pediatric hospital, and while most of my job entails me going out in the community, seeing kids who fall outside of their insurance plan, or families who are underinsured, new to the country, who have provisional Medicaid, which doesn't cover dental. Our foundation raises the money, and then I go out as a provider with a team of dental assistants, and we do the exam and cleaning on one day. Then we go back to that same school in 2 to 4 weeks, and we do all the restorative care, and then we like to see them for like 2 more 6-month checkups. And then we orient them to a neighborhood qualified health center so that they have a more permanent dental home, but they're going into that dental home with no tooth decay. So anyway, that's what I do for my love and passion and for compensation. However, in addition to practicing on the front lines, I am required to do, every year we have like a research question that our team comes up with, and then we try to prove or disprove that research question. It helps us teach best practices to other organizations who are doing this type of mobile outreach work or school-based health work. And also it helps us improve. So we basically look at our program, we look at all of our processes, then we find something we want to have a question about, and then we measure it, we collect data, we analyze it, and after we analyze and assess it, we summarize it, come up with new guidelines or policies of how we plan to behave, and then we check and monitor those new processes and see is there a significant difference in impact from what we were doing before versus what we've changed and learned over time. And it's an endless cycle. Well, I was a science major and just the core sciences. So I was a biology major in undergrad, chemistry minor. I probably had enough classes where I could have double minored in math, or maybe just shy of a double minor in math. And then I went to dental school. Dental school is kind of like a built-in didactic and residency. So you go to dental school, general dentistry, for 4 years. You spend your first 2 years mainly doing bookwork and taking Part 1 boards. Third year, if you pass Part 1 boards, you're allowed to go to the clinic. First, we start off giving injections and working on each other, and then you graduate to be having patient cases. With the patient cases, it is generally like when I was in school, 8 dental students to a bay at a time in a class period, and then 1 faculty member, either from the community or a faculty member that lectures and works in clinic. And every step of working on the patient, you would show that faculty member what you're doing. So after x-rays were taken, you would talk to that faculty member about your diagnosis, and then they would give their suggestions, and then you would come up with a treatment plan, and then they would come behind you and talk to you about what they felt about your treatment plan. And then you would start doing the restorative care. Well, let me rewind. Then you would start doing any cleanings first, and then you start getting the patient to come back from restorative care. And every step of the restorative care, from after you give the anesthetic, they're asking you where you gave it, why you gave it there, how long do you think it would last, what type of anesthetic you gave there. They're always questioning you to make sure you're making decisions that are sound and based upon what is medically prudent and safe for the patient. They want to check in with you because they have a commitment to the patients who sign up to be patients for the dental school. It is a learning institution, but also we want to make sure that you're safe because we are actually practicing under their licenses. And then every step, when we prep the tooth, we talk about what kind of burr we're choosing, how we're going to enter the tooth, how far we're going to go to remove the decay of a malady. And then every step of putting the tooth back together is monitored. That is year 3, where you're in the clinic and it takes you like 6 hours to see 2 people in a day. It's so sad. And you have like about 2 hours of lecture. And then as a 4th year, you're up to like a whopping, you can see about 4 people in a day. So it's taking you 2 hours per patient in an 8-hour clinic day. And you're mainly practicing for part 2 of the written boards, and then the clinical boards where you have live patients who come to your school and you test in different areas of dentistry. So periodontics, operative, removable, fixed prosthodontics, stuff like that. And then the regional board decides whether or not, you're able to be unleashed upon the public. You take a jurisprudence test, which is a law test, and then you eventually get your license and you graduate from dental school. Life is all good. So fast forward to where I am today. Giving you all that background to say I knew nothing about in-depth research. My degree is much more of a practical degree. So we work with an evaluation team of evaluation coordinators. Evaluation coordinators tend to have degrees in public health, Masters of Public Health to be exact. But it became very apparent to me that it would be better if I came to the table with a little bit more knowledge and direction of where we wanted to go as a team when we're trying to ask the research questions, so that our brainstorming sessions would be more productive. And when we're doing the literature review, I could be much more involved with that process. Not just talking about all my hopes and dreams, but actually working to come up with a plan to assess and implement them. And so I decided during the pandemic, while I was home and unable to practice for about 4 weeks, that I would apply to grad school. So I applied to a Master's of Public Health program at a state school here in Missouri. The reason why I chose a state school here in Missouri, because also at the end of 2019, through the pandemic, I was on a debt payoff journey. And then I decided that I wanted to go to school. So yay. So I did not want to take out student loans to finance this education or put it on credit cards. So I decided that, well, some charges on credit cards, but I wanted to make sure I had the money in my checking account so that once I got the points and the rewards from the credit card, I could just shove and transfer the money right on over from my checking account to pay it off. So I'm doing a pay as you go. So one of the key factors in picking the school was that, number one, it'd be a distance program because I had no intentions of stopping my practice, because that is what gives me purpose and joy. And so I wanted to be able to do a program that would accommodate me to work full time and further my education and better myself. So I chose a distance learning program, even though it was a state school. The school is not in my actual city. I'm in St. Louis, and the school that I was applying to was in Columbia. Columbia is about 2.5 hours away. That is completely impractical if I was trying to work an 8 to 4 job of that nature. And I have kids and a husband, so that was not possible. So distance learning I was okay with a cohort or a hybrid situation that would have been online and a cohort, but my actual program ended up being completely online. And it is asynchronous, which means that I did not have to log on at a specific time for class. All I had to make sure that I was doing was viewing the assignments in whatever time. If it's after midnight, if it's 3 a.m., if it's on my lunch break, I could do whatever. My issue was, the commitment the school said they wanted from us was that we complete the work and the assignments on time. We find someone to proctor us when we're taking exams, so that they know that everything's being fair and it's a controlled environment for your test, and that you're demonstrating academic honesty. Also, so I needed to be distance learning. I needed to be affordable. So the most affordable schools tend to be state schools. So I chose University of Missouri, which is our big state school system, because I could pay as you go. My program in particular was about $20,000 for 45 credit hours, which comes out to like about $450 per credit hour. Very affordable. All the books that I bought for the first semester, I'm taking 9 hours. My books were about $130 for 3 books. So I think that that's fairly reasonable as well. And so those were all things that I thought were very, very, very manageable. And so I am accepted, going to matriculate in the fall. School starts on August the 24th. We have our grad department orientation on August the 2nd. I've already met my advisor. We have gone over my curriculum plan for the whole 2 years. And yes, even though my graduate program says you have anywhere from 2 to 4 years to complete it, I would like to complete the program in 2 years because I have a son who is 15 years old, and he's a rising sophomore, and he will be graduating from high school in 2023. I did not want us both to be graduating in 2023, so I want to be done with my program in May of 2022 so that we can focus on him in the year 2023. So a couple of things I wanted to share with you is that I'm back in school. My debt payoff plan is still underway. I am doing pay as you go. So every semester when I get my invoice for my bill, I am paying that bill in full and having no debt accrued. They're not even going to get any interest out of me from taking several months in the semester to pay it off. I'm just getting it done. I want to have the means to affect not only immediately the patients in front of me, but the patient populations as a whole in our whole St. Louis community, particularly our underserved community, those living at or below the poverty line. So that's what I'm doing. I am in grad school. I'm very excited. So I have my, I got my bachelor's degree and then went on straight to dental school, no breaks. And then I worked in my field for about 13 and a half years. I'm in year 14 now, before getting a master's of public health. And so your encouragement and all these good vibes are much appreciated so that we can complete this program. Just in case you were wondering, because I did a review on this, my hair is twisted yet again with the Honey Envy leave-in conditioner, but this time I added the mousse for hold, and I think my curls are pretty defined and popping. So very happy about that. Honey Envy. I will leave a link in the description box. I am not affiliated with Honey Envy, and they are not sponsored, but I just think the hair smells lovely. It's a soft feel, but a great hold with not a huge cast like gels leave your hair, and so I'm just really impressed with it. And so yeah, I'll share the information down below for that. On my lips, I am wearing Mented Cosmetics. This is my favorite nude for women of color. This is my favorite nude, period. Any woman can wear it, really. And the color is, focus for me, Taupe. And this is what it looks like on my chocolate skin, but that's what it looks like in the tube. Very beautiful. Then the gloss that is on top of it, because this is a satin, so it is moisturizing, but it doesn't give you a whole bunch of shine. I am wearing the Fenty Gloss Bomb. This color is so rich and beautiful. And this is in the color Hot Chocolate, if my little Samsung will focus. Yes. So thank you for watching. This is just kind of like a check-in and a chat. I really didn't have a huge purpose, but I wanted to upload this week to stay connected with the community. So thanks for watching. Just remember, the diva's in the details. See you next time. Bye.